Clark takes wonder hat-trick, but Yorkshire ahead in Roses contest. Round 10 at Old Trafford promised one of the most star-studded Roses matches in recent memory. Yorkshire would be looking for the likes of Root, Bairstow and Williamson to help them leapfrog their hosts in Division 1. Buttler and Anderson aiming to keep Lancashire away from the foot of the table. After a rain-delayed start, Lyth was the man to get the Yorkshire innings going, with the first boundary of the day coming off Anderson. Onions was introduced to try and break the opening stand and did so with his second ball, the experienced seamer forcing an inside edge off Brook that clipped the stumps to leave the visitors 24 for 1. Root joined Lyth and wasted no time finding the boundary with ease. With Joe Root looking in good nick at the crease, it was a huge moment for Clark as he managed to trap him LBW and leave Yorkshire 59 for 2. Another international batsman arrived at the crease in the form of Williamson, but Clark was unfazed, removing him for a golden duck, LBW the call again. Bairstow was next out to face Clark's hat-trick ball, but could only send the delivery behind and into the hands of Buttler. An amazing hat-trick for Clark to turn the morning session on its head, with Yorkshire all of a sudden 59 for 4. Lunch arrived soon after, with Clark walking off at Old Trafford, having claimed the first hat-trick for Lancashire in a Roses match for 50 years. Yorkshire still in a state of shock, with Lyth and Balance needing to build in the afternoon after the loss of 3-star batsmen in quick succession. In contrast to the end of the morning session, Lyth and Balance looked settled to start the afternoon, with both men adding boundaries. Balance may have been too comfortable as he decided to leave an Onions delivery that found the stumps and sent him packing, Yorkshire now 78 for 5. Clark was in no mood to let Onions steal the spotlight. His delivery to Lyth was sent straight back to him, and a flick off his fingers saw the ball take the wicket at the non-striker's end, with Bresnan gone for a duck. In contrast to the wickets falling around him, Lyth was able to bring up his half-century with a boundary. Patterson joined Lyth and the duo looked to be building a decent partnership until Jennings pulled off a smart catch following a Bailey delivery, the visitors 131 for 7. The following over finally saw Lyth lose his wicket, Anderson claiming his first scalp of the day as Jennings once again made the catch, Lyth departing with 70 from 119 deliveries. Poysden, on a one-match loan at Yorkshire, joined Brooks at the crease and quickly found the boundary. Brooks and Poysden's resistance saw them make it through to tea, with Yorkshire 165 for 8. It was the ideal start to the evening for Lancashire, as Clark added to his earlier hat-trick with the wicket of Brooks, a catch by Hamid at cover. Clark fittingly was the man to wrap up the innings, removing Code's stumps and claiming his fifer, with Yorkshire 192 all out. A tentative start to the innings followed for Lancashire until Jennings sent Brooks to the boundary 3 times. Jennings was looking more and more comfortable as he smashed a Bresnan delivery towards mid-wicket. Root, however, made a stunning one-handed catch to reduce Lancashire to 46 for 1. Hamid's disappointing season showed no signs of relenting as he made a mess of a Patterson delivery, sending the ball crashing into his stumps. Patterson clearly had the bit between his teeth as 2 balls later he dismissed Villas for a duck LBW, the hosts 55 for 3 with plenty of time still left in the day for more wickets. Buttler was next in for Lancashire but uncharacteristically failed to shine with the bat as he glanced at Bresnan delivery to Bairstow, having made just 3. Having done so well to get his half-century, Davies would have been disappointed to send a Code delivery behind and into the hands of Bairstow, and Lancashire falling apart at 92 for 5. The panic button had well and truly been hit, as 2 balls later Bailey was removed for a duck by Code. Code wasn't done, as Onions also lasted just 2 balls before losing his wicket to give the Yorkshire bowler 3 for the over, the host 92 for 7 and in tatters. Brooks was next to get in on the act as his delivery to Clark saw the Lancashire man send his effort straight to Bresnan at deep square leg. With skipper Livingston unable to bat due to a fielding injury, Anderson joined Parkinson and was able to provide a glimmer of relief as his boundary saw them past 100. As stumps drew closer, Brooks pinned Anderson back in his crease for an LBW and Lancashire were all out for 109. The end of a crazy day at Old Trafford, a day that saw Clark take an amazing hat-trick and both sides' first innings completed before the start of day 2. Yorkshire take much needed wickets as Lancashire edged towards winning total. Day 1 at Old Trafford saw a rain delay, historic hat-trick for Jordan Clark, and both sides bowled out. Day 2 promised even more excitement as Lancashire and Yorkshire would both look to obtain the advantage in this epic Roses clash. A hot day at Old Trafford started with Lyth punching an Anderson delivery through the covers for 4. It wouldn't get any better for Lyth though, as his poke at an Onions ball saw him send it behind to Villas and depart with Yorkshire 5 for 1. The wickets continued to tumble at Old Trafford as an Anderson outswinger found just enough of Root's bat to carry through to Villas. Villas was being kept busy as Williamson attempted to leave an Onions delivery and only succeeded in sending it straight to the wicketkeeper, Yorkshire melting in the heat at 21 for 3. Bairstow entered and looked to change the mood for his side, hitting back-to-back boundaries off Bailey. After a flurry of early wickets, Bairstow had restored order for Yorkshire, reaching his 50 in the process of 38 balls. Having gone under the radar during the morning chaos, Brook joined Bairstow on 50 with a single off Jennings. Brook would have been expecting to head into lunch alongside Bairstow, but a Bailey delivery saw him miss time and effort and send it straight to Villas. It was the final action of the morning session as Yorkshire headed in at 154 for 4 with a lead of 237 runs. Bairstow's explosive innings was brought to an end by Onions, capturing his 3rd wicket. The delivery forced the Yorkshire man to stretch and clip his shot into the path of Buttler, leaving with 82 off just 67 balls. Balance followed shortly after as his attempt to pull a Bailey delivery saw him find Villas for the wicketkeeper's 5th catch. Yorkshire 170 for 6 and dropping like flies in the 2nd session. After a stunning first innings display, Clark was back in the wickets in the afternoon as his delivery to Bresnan saw some late movement take out the middle stump and remove him for 18. Brooks was left red-faced as his attempt to slog a Parkinson delivery saw him stumped by Villas and exit with Yorkshire 230 for 8. Parkinson could sense the tail was there for the taking and had the wicket of Poisden thanks to an acrobatic catch from Hamid. Clark was on hand to finish the visitors' innings, crashing his delivery into the off stump to send Code on his way for a duck and leave Yorkshire 239 all out. Tea was called with Lancashire set a target of 323 to win with plenty of time in hand. Davies was the man to take the lead for Lancashire, finding the boundary with ease and starting their chase with a bang. Bresnan was the man to separate the openers as his delivery nipped back at the last minute, leaving Davies to watch in despair as the umpire raised his finger for an LBW. Lancashire 54 for 1. Hamid hadn't enjoyed the best of summers but looked to change man at the crease as he piled on the boundaries for the hosts. Jennings was unable to stick around with the youngster as Code wrapped him on the pads for an LBW dismissal. Lancashire 86 for 2 but with only 7 wickets still in hand due to Livingston's injury. A Poisden full toss was dispatched for 6 by Hamid as Lancashire brought up their 100. Buttler sensed that runs were there for the taking and did just that, finding the boundary no matter which bowler charged in. Hamid's return to form was ended by Patterson as a bouncing delivery caught the glove and carried through to Bairstow with the hosts 110 for 4. The chase at Old Trafford was starting to fall away in dramatic fashion as Patterson forced an awkward stroke from Clark, snagged LBW by Bairstow. Bailey joined Buttler and the duo went about making sure they would survive through to stumps with the occasional boundary or rare sighting. With the Yorkshire bowlers starting to look fatigued, Buttler and Bailey decided to go back onto the front foot, Buttler bringing up a half-century in the process. The day was heading to a quiet end until Buttler was removed by a surprise culprit en route. The England captain's delivery led to Buttler mistiming a sweep and sending the ball to Williamson at leg slip, a huge blow for Lancashire at 190 for 6. Onions was next out but only faced 1 over before stumps were called at Old Trafford, Lancashire needing 129 runs to secure a Roses victory on day 3. Joe Root's late removal of Buttler leaving them 3 wickets to achieve it, with the absence of the injured Livingston possibly playing a huge role in the end result. Career best 4 for 5 from Root as Yorkshire win Roses match. A fascinating Roses clash had a dramatic end on day 2 as Joe Root managed to remove the big wicket of Jos Buttler just before stumps. Lancashire arrived at Old Trafford on day 3 knowing that 129 runs would secure the win, but they would only have 3 wickets to play with against the Yorkshire bowling attack. First ball of the day and Root was back in the wickets, his delivery to Onions taking a nick off the bat and carrying to Bairstow behind the stumps. There was to be no respite for the hosts as Parkinson made just 2 before sending a route delivery to Lyth at slip. Lancashire 196 for 8 and the England captain with 3 wickets to his name. With Livingston injured, Anderson was the last man out, joining Bailey for a final wicket stand. Just 5 runs short of a half-century and Bailey's innings was brought to an end, courtesy of an LBW decision at the hands of a Patterson delivery. Game over at Old Trafford, or was it? In another moment for Rose's history, Livingston headed out to the middle with a cast on his arm. He didn't get to face a ball though, as Root bowled Anderson to end the Lancashire innings at 204 and secure a Yorkshire victory by 118 runs. The win takes the visitors above their rivals into 5th, while the hosts now sit just 2 points above the relegation places.